What is up, bros and broettes? I am inkslasher44, and today we are going to be talking about an absolutely monstrous patch that came to Black Ops 3 yesterday, affecting a ton of weapons and almost all the score streaks. Yes, it's that big of one, and you don't even need to download a patch. How awesome is that? So, in Black Ops 3, they are able to do fixes to weapons and other things in multiplayer through hot fixes, which is just a fix to the playlist. So, literally, you don't even know when they've updated this, but now you do, now that you're watching this video. So, a lot of things have changed and we should really get right into it, but if you enjoy this video, like rating would be super greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get into it. So a couple of these changes I don't really understand. I didn't think they needed to be changed, but a lot of them were absolutely 100% necessary. So we're going to start out with the submachine guns. Oh, and thanks to Reddit for this article. I'm going to link this whole article down in the description. I found it on Reddit, so I have to give credit where credit is due. So let's get into this. So the CUDA is the first SMG to be altered, and it has better recoil. And this is one of the ones I didn't really understand. I didn't think the CUDA needed better recoil, but boom, it's got it. So it's going to be that much better at longer ranges. Another one that I didn't think was needed was to the VMP. It got nerfed. Aim down sights time was increased, so it takes longer to aim down sights, and hip spread was also increased. So two things I didn't really think were necessary, but it happened. The Weevil increased control of recoil, so it has better recoil pattern. This is definitely needed on the Weevil, but I also think it needs a damage buff or a rate of fire buff, one of the two, just because the time to kill on the Weevil is really, really bad. This is a start to make the Weevil better, but it still could be a lot better. The Vesper reduced lethal range, so the range on the Vesper is decreased, and let me tell you, a nerf on the Vesper is so needed. I was actually going to put a video out today about the Vesper, but now I have to kind of reevaluate that video. Next up, the Razorback. It has better recoil and increased range. So this thing is just basically going to handle like an assault rifle now, because it already had good range and good damage. Now it has better recoil and better range, so it's basically an assault rifle now. As for the assault rifles that were changed, the KN-44 has better recoil. The XR2's movement speed was reduced. I didn't think this needed to be fixed. This was another one I'm kind of confused about, but I guess you move a little bit slower with the XR2 now. The HVK-30 has better recoil, so this thing's a beast now. I've tried this one out, and it has such a good fire rate with so low recoil now. It is awesome. Now, the ICR1 also now has better recoil and a better hip spread, so two things got patched on that one. Still, the HVK-30 with its patch is much better, let me tell you. Another one that I didn't think needed to be patched, but it got a buff, the Man of War. I did not think that this needed it, but it has better recoil now too. So this gun with awesome damage now has super low recoil, so you're definitely going to want to give the Man of War a check. But the M87 finally got a nerf. The rate of fire is reduced yet again, and I didn't notice a huge difference when I used it. It's not a huge difference, but at least it's something. They're kind of giving a nerf to probably the best gun in the game, as I think it is. Next up, shotgun. So the KRM, they removed a 3-hit kill. Apparently you could get a 3-hit kill with it, and now you're guaranteed to kill someone in 2 bullets with the KRM. That's definitely a good thing, because the shotguns aren't nearly good enough in this game. The Brecci 205, or the 205 Brecci, however you want to say it, increased range. That's definitely a good thing, and the Haymaker 12 also got increased range, so that was definitely needed. I'm very glad that got patched. Up next, light machine guns. The Dingo, movement speed increased and better control of recoil, so better recoil and a better movement speed. So the Dingo is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with now. The 48 Dredge, it has a fire rate reduced. And next up, pistols. So, pistols, I thought they were good the way they were, but apparently not. So the MR6, movement speed increased. The RK5, movement speed increased, range reduced. So less range, more movement speed. The LCAR-9 got nerfed to all hell. I did not know that this gun was too good, but apparently it was, because you get better movement speed with it, but reduced damage, reduced lethal range, and a bigger hip spread. So that's right, less damage with this gun, less range, and more hip spread. Why? I have no idea, but it got patched. So next up, we're going to look at the kill streaks, and the kill streaks are now much better, and this is 100% needed, and I'm super glad they looked at this. There's still one kill streak I think needs even more of a buff, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So the HCXD, more explosive damage. Excellent. The HCXD was pretty wimpy. The Dart, basically all that was patched on this one is more explosive damage, Also, way better handling. So in other words, you can turn better with it, and the minimum speed of it's a little bit slower, so it's easier to handle. The Talon got a AI control damage slightly increased. So when the AI is controlling your Talon, it does a little bit more damage. The Mothership got a pretty big nerf in my opinion. So it takes 2 more missiles to destroy it, which is definitely good. It's harder to take out. Another thing is the turret explosive damage is increased, and the rocket turret projectile speed increased. So the rockets will hit the earth earlier and kill people faster, and also they do more damage. So that's a pretty big buff. Basically, you put out more damage with the Mothership now. The Hellstorm cluster bomb explosive damage increase. So basically, when you make the Hellstorm do a cluster bomb, it's going to do more damage. In my opinion, this was 100% needed because I did not think the Hellstorm was nearly good enough. I actually talked about it yesterday. The Rolling Thunder got a huge, massive buff. So first of all, the explosive radius per drone is increased. So there's a bigger range per drone. Also, 4 more drones were added, which is awesome. So more damage per drone and more drones. Explosive damage per drone increased, so the radius and damage of the explosion are bigger. And the health per drone increased, so they are now harder to shoot down. This is huge. The Rolling Thunder was very bad. Now it actually might be good. I'm going to have to give it a try because with more drones and more explosive damage, this thing could actually be pretty freaking good. Next up, the Cerberus. So it's basically just harder to destroy the Cerberus. The GI unit also got increased. Same kind of thing, harder to kill. Apparently War Machines did a lot of damage to the GI unit before, and now they don't do as much damage. Also, the length of the GI unit, it lasts a little bit longer. I think these are all good things because the GI unit's not easy to get. It's a very high kill streak. Next up, the UAV. The UAV's base health increased. The counter UAV's base health increased. The Wraith, its base health got increased, which is good because I liked the way the Wraith was, and they just made it a little bit better. And the Raps. The Raps, in my opinion, is now going to be the best kill streak in the game, because the problem with the Raps before is people could shoot down the deploy ships far too easy. Now it takes an extra missile to destroy a Raps deploy ship. This is a definite good thing. Also, the drones that get dropped, the little ball things, now have more health. Also, the little ball things now do more damage. So what it means, they're going to be harder to kill, and they're going to kill you more easily. That's awesome if you have a Rap ship. If you're the person that's getting a Rap ship called in on, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with now. And then finally, the Lightning Strike. This then I didn't think needed a buff, but it got one. So basically, once you call it in, it takes less time to actually get called in and actually land and kill people, which is good, which means you need to lead your shots a little bit less when using the Lightning Strike. So a ton of Scorestreak buffs. I think most of these were absolutely needed. As far as some of the weapons go, did not think this was needed, but they got it, and now we're going to have to see how it affects the meta, because this is definitely going to change the way Black Ops 3 is played. For example, I think the HVK-30 may be one of the best weapons in the game now. Another thing is the Brecci and Haymaker. We're going to have to see how good those are. The Brecci needed a huge buff, so we're going to have to see that. Again, the Vesper. The range nerf to that one could make it a worse weapon, because as of right now, it was one of the best weapons in the game, and also the M8A7, the fire rate. We're going to have to see how big all of these are. Expect a video for me when these stats actually get some numbers related with them. Once the numbers guys kind of crunch the numbers, we'll do something with that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, it'd be super greatly appreciated if you could leave a like rating. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Check me out on Twitter, link in the description. Subscribe for new Call of Duty videos every single day. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, peace out!